Hello Leo, welcome to Monarch Intuition, and today I'm going to be doing your July 2022 mid-monthly check-in reading for you. So it's actually, I want to talk about this. It's actually really hard for me to do Leo's readings. Like I get really nervous when I do them because I'm also a Leo, and I try to pull myself away from the readings as much as possible. I really do. I just like to read the cards as they are. However, I don't really like doing my own cards. So it's really weird for me to do like my sun, moon, rising signs because it just kind of like freaks me out. Anyway, so I'm going to try to move away from this anxiety-ridden energy and try to give you a very calm, relaxed reading, whether it be positive, negative, or both. So what's going on for the sign of Leo? I just want you to know that I'm actually really nervous right now. So I always get this way. I try to hide it. However, it just happens. So what do we need to know? If you're new to my channel, I like to pull one major arcana to see the energy and then clarify with a different deck. So we have strength. So strength represents positivity, okay? It represents the angel of strength, having a solid foundation for your work. And that's something that's really important for Leos, is that you cannot rush anything. Everything in your life has to be perfectly crafted and perfectly maintained, okay? You have to know the types of masks and faces that you use for one group of people and the types of masks of faces that you use for another, all right? You also cannot get them confused. Your life is supposed to be perfectly crafted for you. Everything in its proper way. It's kind of like Virgo energy, but in a way, it's more or less being constructed in a way that's from the divine. All right? You are supposed to be this way, Leo, and you have to understand that. You also have to understand that you have to build things on solid foundations and solid craftsmanship. You can't rush things. So let's clarify this energy with the Revelations Tarot. What do we need to know? This can also be represented as the angel of strength coming down to silence the lion. So maybe you have a lot of people who are nagging you about certain situations within your life. Maybe you have a lot of wolves that are around you that want a piece of you, and the angel of strength coming down to silence those people. And that's something that's very important as well, is that you have to rely on the angel to come in and step in sometimes to just mute that energy. So I'm going to pull 3 cards for you. What do we need to know for the sign of Leo? What do we need to know for the sign of Leo? Why is the Strength card here? We have the Moon in reversed, seeing things clearly. You have the Temperance in reversed. You have the Queen of Pentacles in reversed. What's really important for you, Leo, during this time period in July is try to see things from a very clear perspective for yourself. Do not make any rash decisions, all right? Whether it be arguing with someone, whether it be, wanting to quit something, whether you just want to completely walk away from something. Because here's the thing, the Temperance is not done aligning your life right now. You're thinking things are just bad and you should just cut them off. You should just end the situation. You're like, there's too much confusion. But you have to understand that the angel of temperance is not done alchemizing something for you. And you have to understand sometimes when you alchemize something, it's truly not what you desire. You might receive a blessing within your life and you're just like, I don't really want that. And that could be that Queen of Pentacles in reverse as well, giving up the blessing. But in a way, you have to understand that that blessing is meant for you. You cannot spit in the face of an angel, Leo. If the angels take its time to alchemize something, don't spit in their face. Do not walk away from something, especially if it's from the divine itself. With this moon energy, you're going to see something very clearly, all right? And I'm going to clarify that. I'm going to use the Vintage Tarot. What are we seeing that's very clear right here? What do we need to know for the sign of Leo? We have the Magician, and we have the Page of Cups. The Magician is going to show you something right here. You're going to see some sort of extraordinary event. The Magician is going to conjure something up within your cup, all right? And you're going to see the trick for what it really is. And you have to understand it could be scary. It could be menacing. However, the Magician is going to show you something. As you can see, the Magician has a cup right here, right? And the Page of Cups is holding a cup. What is the Page of Cups looking at? A fish inside of his cup. What you need to see very clearly, Leo, is how this magician is alchemizing this situation. It's not as smoke and mirrors as it might seem. So an illusion is going to be revealed. However, the illusion is very, very powerful. But you're being taught how to produce this illusion right here. Or at least being given something from the magician. The magician is conjuring something up for you. Why is that? The world. To complete and close out a cycle for you. The Three of Swords. The Four of Swords. The magician is trying to close out this Three of Swords, Four of Swords energy. So maybe you're in retreat right now. Maybe you are in complete, total isolation and sadness. Maybe you don't talk to people. Maybe you just mind your own business. Because here's the thing about Leos. Leos are not always on 100% of the time. Leos turn themselves on when they're in certain groups of people when they want to make an impression. But most of the times, Leos are generally pretty solitary, alone people. I have a lot of Leos in my family, and those Leos, they don't even like one another. They would rather do their own thing. They'd rather be in their own houses, not paying attention to the world. But I feel like that's coming to a close with this trick that the magician is showing you. The magician wants you to close this cycle out of heartbreak and isolation. Why is this Temperance in reversed? The Ace of Wands, the Knight of Cups. You don't feel that you're ready for this new opportunity. You don't feel like you even want it. You would rather be in this energy, this isolation, this solitary energy. With this Ace of Wands and this Knight of Cups, it's saying, here's a new opportunity, roll with it. Because the magician is giving you this cup, this conjuring something inside of this cup. The Temperance is saying, here's the new opportunity, but you're kind of looking at the Angel of Temperance because you have the Angel of Strength and Angel of Temperance coming out, which are both angel cards. So Sagittarius energy and Leo energy, right? Sagittarius is Temperance, Leo is Strength. But it's coming about in a very unorthodox way for you. It's very fast, it's in your face, and it's saying to get up and move. You have everything that you need, and it's inside of this cup that the magician has shown you. You're ready for this, but you're like, I'm a page, and here's the thing, Leo, you could even sit there and say, I never want to help anyone out again. I never want to do anything for anyone else. And a lot of Leos can get that way. They can become very cold and isolated and bitter people. That's something that people don't understand about Leos. Leos could be like, I'm not going to help anyone ever again. And mean that. This Ace of Wands is saying to take this new opportunity and move forward with this Knight of Cups. Take your cup that you have and go on this new obligation, this new mission, this new whatever. And you could even have wanted to do this all of your life, but now you're saying, I don't care. I don't want that. But you're spitting in the face of an angel. The Queen of Pentacles with the Knight of Swords and the Two of Swords coming out. A message is being given to you. A message is coming in very, very fast. But you're blocked off to this. The Queen of Pentacles is saying that she's given the pentacle away to something else. She's giving her time and attention away to something else. You could be doing other things within your life. Say, for instance, you stop talking to your family. Say, for instance, you don't care about anything in life. Because I feel like a lot of Leos are that way right now. I've met a lot of Leos. I know a lot of Leos. Leos in my family, I'm a Leo. A lot of Leos are this way, especially right now. They're focused on their own thing. They're doing their own thing. They don't care about anyone. But a message is coming in, but you're wanting to be blocked off to this message. You don't care. You would rather be spending your pentacles doing something else, giving your abundance, your fertility over here, whatever. But it's almost as though maybe someone's telling you, hey, this Queen of Pentacles lost something from you. This Queen of Pentacles may have lost some of your money. Maybe you didn't get paid enough at work and you're just, I don't fucking care. It's not worth it. Maybe it's a check from your old job. Maybe they want to pay you and you're like, I don't know. Leave me alone. I kind of feel like you're getting a message like maybe you're entitled to some financial compensation, but it has to deal with someone that you don't care about. Yeah, Four of Pentacles, you don't want to give to them. You don't even want anything from them. You're holding on to your Four of Pentacles, your time, your attention, your money. You do not, you're blocked off twice. Six of Pentacles, you know, I was just saying, wanting to give you something, you're blocked off to it though. And it seems like a very important situation. And here's the thing, the Temperance is saying that you have to take it. Like, this is your opportunity. This is your new moment to go forward. And you're saying, I don't want it. I don't care. Good. King of Swords, it's an important obligation. As I said, the King of Swords is coming out. This is some information that's very important from some authoritarian figure. This is someone who is not just, you know, a professional. This is someone who is a very highly skilled professional, knows a lot. Doctor, lawyer, judge, whatever. Someone at the top of a business, someone at the top of an organization. This could represent, you know, high knowing. They want to send you out a message, but you don't care. You're like, I'm good, thank you. The Hermit, an illumination is being shed on your life. Maybe this is what you do to people. I kind of feel like, Leo, you tend to not give people second chances unless you really want to force a situation to work out, and it has to be on your terms. Like, you'll give a lover a million chances, but you won't give people who've crossed you a million chances, especially if you don't have any interest in them. And I kind of feel like it's in your best interest to allow whatever this situation is, because it's from a high entity coming in. It could be someone who's a parent, someone much older, because the King of Swords is old, all right? Not old. I'll tell you his actual age. He's like 40 or 50. He's not old. He's just older, right? But the Hermit is saying that the information is important and it sheds illumination on your life. So it could be a parent, could be a friend, a sibling, as I said, a doctor, attorney, but you, at this point, you're saying you don't care. Maybe you're winning a court case and you're like, great, whatever. It's like you don't have any emotional attachment to whatever this is. Maybe you do. Maybe it's because you're so heartbroken and bitter about something that you would rather just bury it underneath everything and say, it doesn't even affect me, because it's 3 to the 4, right? Heartbreak, and you saying, well, I'll just bury the heartbreak. But the 3 swords are still there, and you'd rather just sleep it off. You'd rather just mindlessly indulge in other things within your life right here. Video games, sleeping, sex, whatever, things that kind of keep you in this lulled state. And now you're being told to wake up from your lulled state, or maybe this is an obligation or an opportunity that you've really wanted. You wanted it to pan out for so long to be this way. And now it's coming out and you're blocked off twice to the situation and you don't fucking care. You've like let go all emotional attachments to this. Yeah, it still hurts, but ultimately you just, whatever. What's the Hermit illuminating? The Sun. It's integral to your life, Leo, that you take this. But you're sitting there thinking, well, how could it be alchemized and temperance reversed? Because temperance reversed is still alchemizing a situation. It just might be at an inopportune time for you. But once again, you don't work, or the universe doesn't work on your timeline. You work on the universe's timeline. And so you might be sitting there mindlessly indulging, saying, well, oh, I have this really great job or this new opportunity coming, or someone wants to give me an apology. I'm supposed to get money from this. Whatever it is, it's something from your past wanting to give back to you for something that you are rightfully owed right here. But you're saying, I don't really care. The Chariot, it's a victory though. It's a major victory. It could be like maybe you're receiving some sort of news. Maybe you've always wanted something to play out this way. Maybe you want this to happen so badly, and when it happens, you're going to play it as cool as a cucumber. You're like, yep, sure, whatever. It was a thing. You're not allowing your emotions to come out. So I kind of feel like maybe you're going to meet someone who's important. It could also be representation of that. Maybe you meet like a really famous, I don't know, say you're in school for clothing or hair or some type of design, and you meet someone who's really famous. You have to play it cool. You're like, don't want to fawn over them. Or maybe you're meeting your famous movie star, whatever. They want to send you a message, but you're not fawning over them because you're doing other things with your life. Maybe you meet someone who's actually really famous and you just don't give a fuck. Like, cool. So yeah, you're pushing back against it. You don't care. And this is really weird for you, Leo, but I mean, I know a lot of people in this energy right now. I know a lot of Leos are. It could just be in Cancer season. You don't want to get your hopes up. You don't want to let your emotions run free. But I feel like a lot of Leo's been feeling this way for at least a year and a half, maybe 2 years. It's almost like you would even take this wand, this Ace of Wands, to block out a new opportunity. If you begrudgingly had to take a new opportunity somewhere else, you would almost want to self-sabotage yourself in that situation. But you have a victory with the Chariot. The Nine of Pentacles, yeah. This could really help you in your life if you just learn to let go and just roll with the punches. I think that this is what you have to do. You have to let go of something and begrudgingly do something that you don't want to do during this time period. You're going to have to do something you don't want to do, all right? Ins and outs of it. You're wanting to do something else. However, the Angel of Temperance is saying, no, I want you to do this. And you're going to say, I don't really want to, but you're being forced to, okay? Yeah, the Five of Swords. It's almost like you're like, well, if I have to do it, then I'm going to make everyone's life miserable that's around me. But it's like, why? This is honestly a really good opportunity. Yeah, it may have hurt you in the past. Whatever this is that's played out before, it may have hurt you in the past, but honestly, you're only making yourself miserable. I kind of feel like you want people to feel the pain that you've been feeling for a very long time. And so you're wanting to make people around you or within this situation as miserable as you can. Maybe you're going to say something snarky, snide, make someone feel unimportant with this Five of Swords. Maybe you win something, but it's like a win that you don't even care about. But it's so important to your Nine of Pentacles. The King of Wands, your energy is coming out. It's meant for you. Knight of Pentacles, yeah, the Knight of Pentacles, it's your money. It's whatever this opportunity, it's being brought back into your life. It's being hand given to you with the Six of Pentacles, but you're doing something else. The King of Swords meets King of Wands. King of Swords wants to give something back to King of Wands. King of Wands is acting haughty, does not give a shit. The problem is that you have to take it. It's your new opportunity. Wands are all around you. But you can't let go of bitterness and betrayal right here. What happened in the past? Let's look at that. Hanged Man, Empress, Ace of Cups. You couldn't have something in the past, but you can have it now. That's the thing. Oh, it's like you couldn't have the Empress with the Ace of Cups in the past. The Hanged Man was saying you saw something that you truly wanted, right? It piqued your interest. It was beautiful. It could be a person, place, or thing, right? You wanted a job, but you couldn't have it then. You were hanged upside down with the Hanged Man energy. But now it's coming back around for you. You can't see it. You don't want to see it. You don't want to admit that it is. It's coming around at an inopportune time within your life because you're doing something completely else, but it's almost as though you're not even really paying attention to what you're doing. You're just giving your time and attention to other things. But now you're bitter about this situation because you couldn't have it in the past. But now that it's being offered to you now, you're kind of looking at it as though it's damaged goods. You're like, well, I don't want it now because it's broken. Kind of like Queen of Pentacles in reversed. It's available to you now, but it's your wish come true. The Temperance, it's, okay, yeah, it's alchemized for you. You couldn't have it then. Okay, so here's the thing. It's not damaged goods, Leo. It's that you couldn't have it then. It was not the right moment for you to have it. Now it is. Now it's the right moment, but it feels like it's the wrong moment for you. It feels like it's going to come about at such an inopportune time, and you're going to be like, what the fuck? Why do I have to have it now? In fact, you're doing something else. You're mindlessly indulging in other things, heartbreak, bitterness, being sad, closing yourself off to people, not even caring if it came back around because you're like, it's damaged goods now. I don't care. But now it's here, and now it's the right opportunity for you, and you're just like, because you couldn't have it in the past. Why didn't the universe allow you to have it in the past? The Queen of Pentacles upright with the Two of Cups, with the Page of Wands. You wouldn't have known what to do with it in the past. You were too young and immature. That's the thing, Leo. You have to grow into certain situations. The Queen of Pentacles knew that if she gave you this opportunity in the past, you would treat it like Page energy. Now you're older. Now you're King of Wands energy. Now you can have it. But you're looking at it as though now you're too good for it. But you're not. That's the thing, Leo, is that it was honestly a really good opportunity in the past, and that's why it piqued your interest. It was the real deal, and that's why you saw it and you wanted it so badly, but the universe was like showing you what it could be like and saying, no, wait till you mature a little bit, wait till you grow into it, wait till you become an adult. And now that it's here, now that it can be offered to you, you're like, I don't know. But I don't really feel like you're spending your time doing anything else. You would have squandered whatever it was in the past. But now you want to squander it again. You would have squandered it in the past. You would squander it now in the future. But the universe is saying, no, not this time. You're actually going to take it as being forced upon you. Knight of Wands, yeah. Take it and run. Queen of Swords. That's what the message is for you. When I see the Queen of Swords come out in a reading, yes, it's Libra energy. Sharp, direct messages being given to you from a higher source. But I also like to think it's the reader actually being on the right track. Like the Spirit's pulling this card for the reader saying that, hey, you've said what you needed to say. This is the end of the message. Or at least very close. You have a wish. You have the Temperance. It's just inopportune. You'd rather be miserable. You're plagued with your own misery. You feel like it's damaged goods? You feel like you're too good for it now? But you're not. But you want to spit in its face, though, just to say, oh, you didn't want me then? Well, now you can't have anything. And I'm not saying that it's a person. I'm not saying that it's a person. It's something that you couldn't attain when you were younger. It's like, imagine you applied for Juilliard and you didn't get in the first time. And now they're looking back at something saying, oh yeah, you can come in. Maybe it's like a year later. They judged you the wrong way. And you're like, why the fuck do I care about you? Because it's Juilliard? That's the end of it. Like, that's the situation. Like, you would squander it for your own egotistical values. And you have to be understanding about that. I'm not trying to read you. I'm just trying to tell you the truth. Like, it's what it is. So, you would destroy your own future because of your ego. But you feel like it's justified to do it. You would even go as far as to maybe even show up just to cuss those people out. Like, that's kind of how Leos are too, especially right now, is it's like, it's really, really petty energy right now, Leo. You have to understand that. It's really, really petty energy. You would honestly go all the way back up there, go have another audition with them just to cuss them out. Like, that's this, but you cannot do that. In fact, if you were to try to do that, I feel like the angel would stop you. Or the angel would teach you a very, very harsh lesson of never spit in its face again. Like, that's the situation, Leo. Frog, creativity. Fox, cunning. With this frog creativity, frogs can also represent fortune. Being very creative in a situation. Maybe you were overlooked in your past and now your creativity is being recognized. With this fox and this cunning energy, it's because people didn't see the value in the creation back then. They didn't see how cunning you were. And now they see it. Now they see how it all played out, but you're like, oh, you were too stupid to figure it out then. Why would I care about you now? Like, if you couldn't see the genius in the clothing or the product or in the this, whatever it was back then, and now you do, are you fit enough to be in your position? That's where you're coming from. You're like, if you can't see creativity now, and you can't see how cunning and creative this was, do you deserve to be at your position of authority? So you're almost challenging the authority, Leo. You're coming from the King of Wands energy, challenging the Ace or the King of Swords energy. Well, you're supposed to be the King of Swords. How did you not see that? How you're supposed to be the smartest one of the tarot deck. You're supposed to be the end-all be-all, the doctor, the lawyer, the judge. How could you not see that? People make mistakes, Leo. That's the thing. You make mistakes too. Joy, rejoicing in the present, scrying, intuition. Use your scrying mirror, Leo. Find out your intuition. Sometimes people just aren't as enlightened, Leo. Sometimes people lack creativity and knowing, but they reach their positions because they're the only ones who has the qualified certifications to be there. All right? You have to understand that. Sometimes people really don't deserve their positions of authority, but they're the only people who are qualified to take it. Maybe they aren't the smartest people, but they're the ones with the degree in that field. That's the situation, Leo. Like, you can't call a fish an elephant. Werewolf, exploring wildness. Maybe just need to take a break. I told this Gemini, go and touch some grass. That's a very awful thing to say to someone on the internet. It really just means, hey, you spend too much time inside in your own head. You need to go outside and feel reality. Go outside, take a walk. Explore the wilderness. You're still cunning. You're still creative. I almost feel like whatever this is it's like it challenged your cunningness and your creativity. And here's the thing, Leo. You know, you wear the mask, right? You wear the coat of many colors. You wear the things, right? And you're saying, how could you, King of Swords, challenge my creativity? Because I'm the King of Wands who rules creation, rules creativity, not rules creation, but creative endeavors. I rule art and showmanship and all of these different things. I rule acting. I rule the theater. I rule your career. That's what the challenge is right here. Someone undermined your creativity the first time or just didn't recognize it and they said no, but they let other people have it and now it's being offered to you again, but you're angry that they couldn't see it the first time. You're angry, you're so bitter about it, and you're like, I don't care about you at all. Because you're not as enlightened as you come off to be. Like, that's what this is. Awakened cards, let's look at these. Nourish and flourish. La Luna. Pay attention to the moon cycles. I think it's a full moon soon. Today or tomorrow. I usually don't do readings on the full moons, but I need to get these out. I might take a break tomorrow and then upload them after the full moon. Nourish and flourish. Take care of yourself. If you need to take a break, take a break. But I do see that you're in this break period already. But if you are in this break period, this Four of Swords, start taking care of yourself because you're about to go on a new adventure. You're about to have something new kind of thrown in your face. Make sure you look good, you smell good. Be prepared for it. La Luna, pay attention to the moon cycle. It could be the next new moon, next full moon. Let me get you a couple of... I almost fell off the table. What are these? Rune cards? Let me get you a couple of these. You have Dagger's Day. Hope, relief, clarity, understanding, progress, spiritual meaning, destiny, higher consciousness, and mutability. with this sunlight energy, it is part of your divine purpose right here, Leo. But your ego is getting in the way. You're coming from, this is Aquarian energy, the King of Swords, and you know you two are polar opposites. That's what this is. You're dealing with someone who is completely polar opposite of who you are, and they're challenged your creativity, and you're like, but you don't even rule creativity. I do. You rule intellect, but then you're supposed to be this great thing, but you can't even see the messages inside of this creation that I've created. Like, that's the problem right here. You're dealing with an opposite of you. You're dealing with like the Aquarian energy, the higher intellect, and you're dealing with your base ego. And here's the thing. You're supposed to ascend to Aquarius energy, and Aquarius is supposed to descend to your energy to meet each other at kind of like the golden ratio, which is like the center of infinity. So you're supposed to understand things from a higher perspective, and they're supposed to understand things from the egotistical side. They're supposed to understand the human body and the way it works, and that it's important. And you're supposed to understand why a higher thought and thinking outside of the box is important. That's where the butt of heads is. But ultimately, I do see that it's honestly a relief for you. When you start moving forward in this new project, you're going to feel hope and you're going to feel relief. You're going to be like, this is a weight off of my shoulders. You have one Joe. Carry this card for joy and happiness, harmony and partnerships, positive family relations, and good teamwork. Harmony and partnerships, Leo. You're dealing with someone who's completely opposite from you, and that's the problem. So I don't know what to tell you. It's just that they undermined your creativity the first time. They see the genius in it now. Like, you think they're damaged goods. You think that they're stupid. But ultimately, you would have squandered it the first time. That's what the universe is saying. So maybe that's why the universe hid something. You have to think about it like that. Maybe the universe purposefully hid something from them, so that way they didn't see it because they knew that you weren't ready for the opportunity. And now they see it, and they're like, oh, wow, it makes sense. It's all connected. And you're like, oh, you didn't see that the first time? Well, maybe they just couldn't. Maybe the universe, like, put something in their eye, or they sneezed when they were supposed to read that line, but then they jumped down one more line, and that one line changed everything. Like, it's something like that, Leo. It's very, very minor. Okay? So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this reading, Leo, and I'll talk to you later.